Happy Thursday, everyone. I wanted to make a quick video to update you on some things that are going on in the course. I apologize for the industrial-looking setting and my very casual attire. When I'm not teaching during the fall and spring semesters, I manage the grounds at a golf course in Holden, which is up near Bangor. So I'm on break right now, and I've been mowing and doing all sorts of things, so I'm in my work clothes and I'm wearing a hat. But nonetheless, I just wanted to update you on a couple of really important things. The first of which is the value of my comments. Now, in an online course, we don't have the opportunity to sit and converse and have dialogue in the traditional way. So one of the most important things, and actually one of my most valuable skill sets as an instructor, is providing comments on your work. I find that in an online setting, that's probably the most important and learning-rich experience and interaction that we'll have. So it's really important that you take those comments and you sort of make something of them and think very carefully about what I'm saying and why I'm saying it and apply it to some of the lessons in the book. And that's really important because I don't have the opportunity and I really don't feel comfortable lecturing to you. I don't think that's a valuable thing to do in an online setting. But I do think it's really important for you to take a hard look at the comments, to learn from them, and to try to integrate some of those lessons into your subsequent assignments. So that's really important to me. The other thing is, I want you to feel comfortable having dialogues with me, and those can happen through email. You can give me a call if you want to talk. I want to be a resource for you, and I want you to get out of this course what you need to. So that's really important to me. The book is a primary learning tool in this class. The assignments themselves, as I've said before, I believe that experience is the best teacher, so having you write things like a complaint letter. You're going to learn something. You're exercising rhetorical and communicative muscles there that maybe you don't appreciate yet. Same thing with the bad newsletter, the good newsletter, the sales letter, the fact sheet. All of those things are asking you to do unique rhetorical and communicative things. And so it's really important that you invest your energy and time into those assignments because that's where a lot of the learning is going to happen. As you're making decisions, as you're revising and editing on the fly, as you're thinking about and reflecting on what the book has told you, what my comments are, that's where learning happens. We know that as a field of education and writing education in particular, so that's really important. But yes, please feel comfortable. Shoot me an email. Ask me a question. Call me, whatever you need to do. Meet with me via Skype or something like that, or the utility that I use to hold office hours. I want to be a resource for you, but it's really important that you advocate for yourself, that you advocate for your learning, and that you feel really comfortable approaching me as a resource in the class. By the same token, use your book as a resource. If you have any questions, feel really comfortable to review what you've read in the past. So that's really important. I want to remark a little bit about the sales letters. I've been really impressed with the quality of the sales letters. Many of them looked much more like final, polished, publishable drafts than rough drafts, and so that was really impressive. The key lesson here, and one of the things that I saw across all of the versions that I read, was that we could probably work a little bit more on being very specific and precise in our language and in our presentation of claims and evidence. Just to give you an example, if you're writing on behalf of the college and you want to compel somebody to enroll and you just say that the faculty is good, that is a claim that any college across the country can make. Okay, but when you ground that in a specific example, that's when you push the letter to a new level, and that's when you are doing what I call showing, not telling. You're showing me the exceptionalism of the faculty. You're not just telling me that it's something that exists, and that's really important. Probably the best example that I saw was a letter that referenced that the faculty had real-world experience. Now, if you leave that at its face value, that really doesn't mean anything, okay? But the author, the writer of the letter, was very, very strategic and intelligent and ultimately referenced specific people and specific positions that they had held in the past. Now, that's compelling. That's evidence, and that's unique. One of the interesting things and one of the important things about marketing is that you're making a unique sales proposition. You are telling your reader what makes your product unique in the marketplace. Okay, so flying at a high level of abstraction, not referencing specific data or examples is really a detriment to the effectiveness of the letter. So it's really important in all that you do, you ask yourself, can I be more specific? Generally speaking, across most modes of writing, you can't be too specific. Your reader will really appreciate that more granular and specific detail. So that's really important. And then finally, I'll close here. I'm at the 5-minute mark. I want to give you a metaphor to think about. Many of you have probably been to a museum, and you probably know that there's someone at the museum called a curator. And a curator is someone who does more than just set up exhibits. Okay, they have to think about the experience that they're creating for the visitor to the museum. And I want you to think about yourself as a curator of communication. Okay, so in the same way that someone at a museum has to think about, okay, I want someone to experience this time period of art, and then this artist, and then this artist, and that way the visitor will have some cumulative effect. I want you to think the same way when you're writing. Okay, I want you to make very strategic and specific decisions about how you order things. I want you to think about what experience you're creating for the reader. And I want you to always reflect on the tools that you have to do that, because it's more than just sentences and paragraphs, right? We're starting to learn about document design, and I can't tell you enough how important it is for documents to be well designed and well conceived. We've all had the experience of going to a really crappy website, and I don't mean crappy in the good way, and not being able to find the information that we need. As a user, as a reader, we have a terrible experience. No one really put any thought into curating that experience for us. So that's a metaphor that I like to keep in the back of my mind. There's actually an emerging field in professional and technical writing called information architecture. And information architecture is all about architects want you to embody or have a certain experience in a building, right? That's what architecture is all about. It's about thinking about all of the variables that go into how you will inhabit and experience a place. So I want you to think, maybe that metaphor works for you too. I want you to be an architect of information. I want you to think really carefully about all of your decisions and what impact they'll have on the reader. I'll leave you with that thought. We're going to be moving in the next couple of weeks into your resume and cover letter, which is always a very valuable experience in this class. And we'll also be thinking about some other very specific types of writing, include the writing of reports and the writing of procedures or instructions. And so in each of those assignments, all of these things are going to come into play. You have to think about your user's experience. That's the most important thing. Also, I hope that you found the ethos, pathos, and logos video and reflection to be fun. That's always an experience we have in the classroom that's generally pretty funny. So anyway, take good care. Please feel free to email me whenever you need to. Be in contact. This is your course, and I expect that it's student-driven, and I expect that you'll get out of it what you want to get out of it. So thanks a lot for everything that you've done so far. I've been very impressed, and I look very much forward to looking at your fact sheets and seeing what types of effort you put in there.